Miss Bryant's fourth period class has 20 students. 9 are sophomores, 7 are juniors, and 4 are seniors. What is the probability that a student selected at random is a junior? So you have to say probability, capital P. That's the symbol for probability of a junior. That's the event I'm looking for. So there's 20 seniors or 20 students, so it's over 20. How many did this say were juniors? 7. So the probability would be 7 out of 20. And that's it. That is your answer. Probability is the favorable over the total. For question number 2, it says a bag of marble has 3 yellow, 2 blue, 1 red, and 2 orange. What is the probability? So first of all, we have to figure out the total. So pick up your calculators and add 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2. How many marbles do we have in all? How many? 8. Who agrees that it's 8 marbles? Do we agree? Do we add them all up? Okay. So the probability of getting a red, so probability of red would be how many over 8? 1 out of 8. Probability of, and then blue or, we're going to practice with the or notation. Blue, and then this is the symbol for or, yellow. How many over 8? So I have to add 2 together now. How many blue and how many yellow do we have? All together, because there's 3 yellow and 2 blue, it would be 5 out of 8. So that it would have to be a marble that would be 2-tone, and we don't have any that are 2 colors. Yeah. So that would be a 0 out of 8. Okay, probability of green. How many are green? 0 out of 8. And that would be your 3 probabilities. Any questions about how we work through our bell work? Okay, there's a few more definitions. Go ahead and go to page 8 in your packet. I'm sorry. Yep, we have our bell work and notes all together. It's one packet for everything. That's your last packet from Miss Bryant. About to finish this on out. We got a good 19 days. Good luck. Hopefully we all end up with a credit. All right, so page 8. If it's a certain event, let's go ahead and write this definition down. A certain event has a probability of 1. That means it's a 100% chance. Something that's not going to change. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. That means the probability is 1. So the probability that I would select a student in this class right now that goes to Pike High School is 100%. That is certain. Impossible event, the probability is 0. So probability that I would wake up tomorrow and grow wings, 0. It's not gonna happen. Okay, so when we talk about probability, it's always between 1 and 0. 1 is definitely gonna happen. 0 is definitely not gonna happen. So let's talk about these 3 notations. So the first one, we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday, is the and, okay? So in your notes, this symbol, when you see an upside down U, to me it looks like the letter N. And that's how I remember that means and, okay? Have you all heard of a Venn diagram where you have the two circles? Let's go ahead and draw that out. So if I have two circles, this side is A and this side is B. The and is going to be the overlap. So and means overlap. It has to satisfy both in order for me to say it's A and B. Our second notation that we talked about a little bit yesterday is or. So we have to face it up. So probability of A or B. That actually has a formula that I'm going to give you in a second. But if you go back, draw your Venn diagrams, A or B, that's everything. A or B would be the entire Venn diagram. That's everything inside of your Venn diagram. That's A or B. So I'll give you a minute to draw that in. And then the last one is the not. And we talked about that yesterday. Probability of not. So probability of not A. For example, I'm going to use that. Remember this symbol, that little squiggle means not. So let's go ahead and draw our A and B. So this side is A and this is B. So if it's not A, that means I have to color everything except for A. And keep in mind that this whole circle here will be A. So not A would be this part. That's not A. So we are going to skip around just a little bit. This next one would require me to do a survey, and we'll do that another time. But in your note packet, go ahead and flip to page 8. And we're going to practice filling out these probabilities using a table. So we have a table now. And it's talking about students that were asked what their favorite sport was to watch. And we're going to use this table to find the probability. So this is called a two-way table because we have males and females. Okay, that's going horizontally. And then we have our sports going vertically. So in total, how many people participated in this survey? 100. So the probability of baseball, out of 100 people, how many said that their favorite sport to watch was baseball? 36 right here. So it's 36 out of 100. That would be your probability. So we're looking for the total, adding up the males and females. How many in total said that baseball was their favorite? 36 out of 100. Okay, so remember this means overlap. So I'm going to actually highlight. So football, I'm going to highlight this column in pink. And then male, I'm going to highlight that in blue. The overlap would be the number that I highlighted pink and blue. What number is highlighted pink and blue? 20. So the probability of football and male is 20 out of 100. Now, OR is a formula, okay? OR has a formula. So the formula for OR, this is going to take a little bit of space. The first thing you're going to do is figure out how many people said they like basketball. Then we're going to add that to how many females. But we have to subtract the basketball and females. And that's always going to be your formula for OR. So go ahead and copy that down, and then we'll work through it together. Okay, so let me go ahead and erase my highlight. So basketball, if I look at my table, how many people in total said they like to watch basketball? 31. So we got 31 plus, and now we got to look at how many are female. How many female altogether? Altogether, oops, wrong thing. There's 52 females. So plus 52. But what we have to do is subtract the number that I highlighted twice. So what number did I highlight twice? 16. And the reason why is because I don't want to include these same 16 people twice. So we have to subtract the overlap. So pick up your calculators. Add 31 plus 52 and subtract 16. I think it's one behind you, the calculator. And what you get, Xavier? 67. Anybody else get 67? And it's over the total, which is 100. And that would be your 3 probabilities. So the OR is the only one that has a formula. All right, let's go to the next page and do this last table. Now we're talking about ice cream and age groups. Now, the thing about this table, though, is that they did not give us the totals. So do you notice how they didn't add up across? So what you need to do first is go ahead and extend this table out. And find the total, because we don't know our total. So pick up your calculators, and I'll give you a few minutes to add up each row going across. So pick up your calculators. You're going to add these 3 numbers, put that here. Then you're going to add the teens, put that there. Add up the adults, put that there. Add up the total, put that there. So I'll give you a minute to do that. Go ahead and find your totals. There's a calculator on my desk because I don't have one. I think it's one on my desk. And we're on page, what page are we on? 9. All right, so we have to do this first because we don't know our totals. So go ahead and find your totals. I need it. So do we have all of our totals? Anybody still adding them up? Okay. Cortez, what you get for the first total? 77. Anybody else get 77? Okay. Glaudy, what you get for the next one? 73. Anybody else get 73? King, what you get for the adults? And then Stacy, what did you get for the total of the totals? All right, do we agree with these numbers? Because that's really important that we have these four numbers right. All right, so now let's go ahead and do it. All together for part A, how many people did they survey? This survey was asking what the most popular ice cream flavor was. So did they like chocolate, vanilla, or neither? But then they separated it by their age category, if they were a child, a teen, or an adult. So altogether, how many people did they survey? What was the total of the totals? 269, right here. This is your total. Altogether, they surveyed 269 people. That's how many people they surveyed. So that means when we write all of our answers, it's going to be over 269 because that's our total. So probability that the person selected said that they like vanilla would be, because there are 92 people altogether who said they like vanilla, that would be 92 over 269. Okay, next one, probability that they did not choose chocolate. So if they did not, so let's go ahead and write that. This means that they did not. So not chocolate. So if they didn't say they like chocolate, that means that they said they like vanilla or they said neither. So that means that you have to add together the vanilla and the neither. Pick up your calculators and add these two numbers together. So in other words, we don't want these people. We don't want the chocolate because that little squiggly, when you see that little squiggly, that means not. So what is 70 plus 92? So 162 over 269. That is your answer to question C. All right, I'm going to skip D because that one is the one that has a lot of work to it. So we're going to we're going to do those last. All right, now let's go to E. Question E says, this means overlap. So chocolate is here and adults would be here. So what's the number that I highlighted green and pink? 55. So question E, the overlap is 55 over 269. All right, try to do F by yourself. What's the probability that the person said they like neither? Yeah. Altogether, there were 70 people who said they like neither. So that would be 70 over 269. All right, what about the children? How many children did they survey? In total, how many children did they survey? 77 out of 269. All right, so now let's go ahead and do these two at the bottom. This is the one that has the formula because this means or. So I'm going to write it out. So for question D, you have to count up the teens plus the people that said neither And then you're going to subtract the overlap. So I have teens. And then I have my neither. So all together, there were 73 teens. Plus, how many people said they like neither? 70. And then how many people did I overlap? How many are pink and blue when I highlighted? 45. Pick up your calculators. Add 73 plus 70 and subtract 45. And I believe I erased it, but did you all get 98? Okay, so it would be 98 over what though? 269. I want you all to try. This is our last question. I'm going to give you the formula, but you try to do H by yourself. Remember, you got to take vanilla plus children and subtract the overlap and put it over 269. That's only when you see this symbol. That's when you have to do a formula, when it says or. So I'll give you a minute to try to do that last question on your own, and then we'll end there. Okay, so we had altogether, there were 92 people who said they like vanilla, plus 77 children, and the overlap was 22. So 92 plus 77 minus 22 is 147 over 269. Who had that for their answer? All right, any questions about today's lesson? So just a reminder for this chapter, if you weren't here yesterday, this chapter, 100% of the homework is on Canvas. So there is no paper homework. There's no more pink sheet. You ain't got to show me nothing. Canvas talks to Skyward and the grades go in automatically. It's a beautiful thing. So right now you should be starting on homework 1. All 4 of these assignments are worth 50 points apiece. They're open until May 15th, and then they close at 11:59. All right, you have 5 attempts built into each assignment. So if you want to keep doing them, like if you don't like the score you got and you want to do it again, then you can do them again until you get 50 out of 50. Our test is Tuesday, May 14th. That's all I got for you. Have a good weekend.